Well, hello there, and welcome back to another Jedi Academy. I'm Ranger J 1999 from the RSG crew. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, one and all. If you're new to the Jedi Academy, you're probably saying, what is the Jedi Academy? Well, that's where we bring the best and the brightest, and then we add Dr. Finn and Grande and myself to the mix. And we are here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to answer your questions. How it works, if you have a question, and this is all related to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the game we know and love. And if you have questions, all you need to do is you need to just put the question in the chat and make sure that it's in the form of a question, or you have question in the title so that Finn can scoop them up, and then we will ask our panel, and we'll try to give you the best insight and answers we have to all your questions. And I'm sure it's going to be quite a lovely day of questions, and it makes sense. The new raid's out, and we'll get into that here in a second while we get the stream going. Good morning to everybody out there in TV land. Everybody here has our coffee. Some people running late, little people a little bit behind, so people may come popping in, but we got enough to get started. But so let's introduce everybody. Of course, the troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, is monitoring the chat, and he is scooping up all your questions, and he is now the proud papa of a new Twinkie maker. Finn, how's the new Twinkie maker going?
Still in the box as I stare at it in shock and awe that somebody actually got it for me.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, yesterday while we were streaming, so about a week or two ago, one of our fans, Ouchie Dumpling, she's a sweetheart. She's like, you guys need to make a wish list for RSG. And we're like, a wish list? I don't do that. And then all of a sudden, like, everybody and their mom jumped on. We're like, okay, fine, we'll do it. And then Finn, they wanted us to do individual ones too. So as a joke, I think Finn put on there a Twinkie maker.
It wasn't a joke. I legitimately.
Oh, you really want it? Well, never mind.
Because remember, we looked at the banana Twinkies. Banana Twinkies are now a rarity. That's like $30 a box or something.
Yeah. So Finn wanted to make his own banana Twinkies. You know, I mean, if you're an addict like Finn is with Twinkies, that makes sense, right? So while we were doing our mega stream yesterday, he gets a knock on the door. He's like, "Oh, someone's at the door. I'll be back." And so I'm sitting there. I was doing phase 3. We're looking at phase 3 of the raid, and Finn comes back. He's like, "I got a thing from Amazon." It's like, did my mom order something again? Damn. Finn's like, "Arr." And then he opens up. He's like, "Oh. And sure enough, it was a Twinkie maker. So if you want to go see, we actually showed Finn with the Twinkie maker live on the stream yesterday. It was fantastic. And now Finn has something else he can sleep in. Now remember, Finn, keep it in the box. It'll have more value.
No, it's gonna be opened, and I'll try and make some videos of me making stuff. I know
everybody wants you to make some banana Twinkies. You're gonna do the banana Twinkies, right?
Banana Twinkies, ham and cheese Twinkies, spam and eggs Twinkies. They're gonna be a whole thing. And maybe one day I can meet up with Urban and we can do like a whole Gamer Fuel with Twinkie edition.
Now that would be amazing. And if you guys have not seen, I swear, we had on the Wednesday stream this week, we had the legend Urban Blaster back. We're gonna have him on more. He's just busy with life and stuff, which is understandable. But Warrior was on. Warrior was, he had time because he was in Denver on a business trip, and so he was joining us because of the raid and everything. We were breaking it down, and man, Warrior was really breaking it down. I mean, we had done some stuff, for the launch of the raid, but Warrior had already done, like, 2 people I know that will break analytics down to you. Finn and Warrior. My God. It's ridiculous sometimes. You just, like, talk slower, please. God, I can't handle this math. But they were on, and then they met up the next day because they mentioned it on our stream, and sure enough, there was Warrior and Urban. It's a hoot. I love Urban, man. When you put Warrior and Urban together, man, it was fantastic. So if you have not seen those videos, there's one of him letting Urban well out for Scion. It's so great. And then they were doing where they were just I think it was a Ross review. I can't remember. I've been watching some videos lately, but just check it out. It's so great. I thought it was fantastic. Also joining us today is the one and only the brown Gandalf, the Wi-Fi government stealer, the beardless one, the French extraordinaire, Grande Pappy Patrone. Grande, what's going on?
What's happening, guys? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. I've come inside. I've taken off my jacket. I put on my sweater.
You remembered your keys.
I did. I remember my keys, and I swapped into my house shoes, and we're getting ready to, talk about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Neighborhood. It'll be awesome.
Can you say new raid, children? Okay. Also joining us, serving the great United States Army, my former job, is the one and only, all the way in Korea, the southern part, not the northern part, the one and only King Felix. What's going on, KF?
How do you know I'm not in the northern part? Ranger?
Yeah, right. Okay, you would not be alive.
Yeah, I'm right now. I've got the bedroom next to Kim Jong. I'm just using his Wi-Fi right now to get on the stream.
That's right. Nah, see, we don't know that's true because their Wi-Fi sucks. No, Southern Korea is a different story altogether. But we're going to do something fun with King Felix. Since we did the wish list, we're going to create something on mine just for everybody there. We're going to put this on there. He's having a baby here soon. And so we're going to put diapers on there in honor of me being, Ranger Diaperoos. We'll get him some Ranger J 1999 regular baby Pampers for his new baby. Courtesy.
That's a trademark.
Yeah.
Trademark Ranger.
Who put some Ranger J on there? I wish we could make some that had Ranger J 1999 on there. That would be fantastic.
I'll write that on there in Sharpie. Just give me
some. Do it. That'd be so great. Or just, you know what you could do? You take the emoji of me as Baby Ranger, just make a little sticker. Put it on there. And then also join us all the way from across the pond. We have the one and only Mike Hunt, who is it's mid-afternoon there in good old jolly old England. Chop, I say. How's the weather out there?
It's getting warmer. We had like 15 foot of snow over the past 3 days, and now we're recovering.
It has been so weird, this weather. It was so cold through December, beginning of January here in Atlanta. I mean, like cold. Like every day, like 30 degrees high, and which is not cold compared to some parts. But for us, it's like, that's really cold. And then it flipped. And for the last couple of weeks, it's been like damn near 80. Spring started like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so my allergies are already kicking my ass because pollen's everywhere. It's like, I hate climate change. It just messes with me so much. Oh, God. All right, so what should we talk about, guys, while we're getting all the questions in? Oh, I don't know. How about the raid? My God.
What raid?
This Sith raid. I don't know if you were aware. It's kind of a big deal. I love this raid, man. I mean, damn, I really love this raid. I mean, yeah, there's been some bugs here and there, but God, the look of it, the playing of it, everything, it's really been a challenge, and I've been loving it. How you guys feel about the new raid? Anybody?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's
Everyone's
a challenge. You work your nuts off on gearing all your tunes up. You throw them in there, and they're dead, and you're like, "Is that it? Is that all I scored?" It just reminds me of Heroic Tank.
Look about now.
Yeah, it's just like, what? I've not even scored 1 million. I'm used to soloing this now.
Yeah, for certain teams, I've been going in and out. We've been doing it on the live stream, trying to help people. We've been streaming like mad for the last 2 days, just doing the raid stuff and trying different teams out in phases so people could see what works and stuff. Just as for Tier 6 now, we'll do the same thing. We're going to keep doing it once we get through we start doing the heroics and stuff. If we can't do a stream live, I'm going to record us doing something so we can do a video of it. Because heroic works a little bit different, but I think we'll have time because it's a new raid. But Grande, your thoughts on the new raid? I mean, you've had some time to really dick around with it. I mean, what do you think, buddy?
Oh, I love it. I think they did an excellent job. You got to really get in there and think about your teams. You got to really get in there and play. Obviously we've got some teams, some past arena teams or modified arena teams that seem to do really well. However, there are some teams that we've kind of not really thought about that seem to do well as well, and there are some techniques. It's a new puzzle for us, and I always love a new puzzle, and there's multiple layers to it, especially as you get into phase 2, phase 3, and definitely phase 4, where you're kind of you've got all those layers put together. Really enjoying this raid. Really feels like there's a lot to it,
mm-hmm.
and that it's helping out characters that and making them a little bit more viable than you would have thought before, or making the style of play that you
got to really think about your roster and what
Yeah.
you're doing, and really be creative with it. Because there's no. I mean, Jedi Training Rey, for the most part, every time we test her out that we've done in phase 1 through through the phases, that team does well, right? It's just a really good team, but you can't do that for the heroic coming up. So you have to think, all right, what other team would do good here? So we've been doing a lot of testing with that. I think troopers have stood out a lot for me.
Agreed.
Sith in phase 3, I tried them out yesterday. Not bad. I did some hybrids with CLS and Captain Han and OG Han and some other stuff. I mean, you have to really play around with your roster and think, okay, what does this boss do, and what am I trying to accomplish, and what characters can I use to get around this? Like, I tried Vader lead in phase against Trey yesterday. Nope. I tried Emperor Palpatine. Nope. That tenacity up, man, just makes those two characters like. I was like, oh no, nothing's landing. It's not going to work, because I went in there with like Thrawn and Vader and Emperor Palpatine and Grand Moff Tarkin. I'm thinking, I'm going to debuff this crap and I'm going to kill her. And, oh, that didn't hit. I felt like Urban. All right, we're going to do a triple mile up. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, let's drain some blood with Grand Moff Tarkin. It didn't work. It's like, oh my God.
So I feel like if we're trying to break it down, we need to kind of go from like a 3,000 foot kind of view on the raid, and then kind of dive down into the teams.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get into that with all the questions. So I think before we do that, we'll get into the questions, because I think people are going to be wanting to ask. I'm already seeing the questions about different phases and stuff. So let's save that for then, Grande, because I think
Sure.
you have a perfect way of looking at it. So King Felix, real quick, we'll get into the questions, but your thoughts on the raid and stuff?
I love it. I think the detail they put into the raid is amazing. The cutscenes are beautiful.
They nailed the characters, their aspects of what they do, and
I think it's perfect. And I love like Grande said, the puzzle aspect of it. I'm not the best at theory crafting raids. I think my forte is more of the arena, but I love seeing how people are coming up with just random characters. Like I've seen a video of Magma Trooper going crazy in phase 1 with his unique. So seeing these new characters, and I think Sabine and Death Trooper are going to shine.
Yes, Death Trooper. I think I did. I was on Scion using a death mark. God,
those are great, and I hope that somebody comes up with some magical team so that I can just do that team and not have to worry about anything else. But I'm a big fan. I love a challenge and heroic tank and heroic rank. I mean, heroic rancor has been easy since they Zetaed Vader. So I'm excited about a new thing to get figured out.
All right. So let's get into the questions, man. So Finn's scooping them up. Remember, get your questions in. This is what we're here for. We're playing them for a long show, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions about the raid. All right, first question. We'll go right to you, Mike. That's just because I wrote your name down first. Sorry, the coffee gave me a little phlegm. I'm a little verklempt from the coffee. Young Gun 3, or sorry, let me try that again. Young _Gun 8834 says, question. This is a great question. What mods should be used for Scion? I currently have a speed and a health set. What do you think, Mike?
I've gone crit damage for some reason. I don't know what. Mind you, mine's not very good at all at the moment. Hang on.
Hello.
I'm just having a butcher's at him. He's a Sith, isn't he?
He is a Sith.
He is a Sith. Shiffy. Physical damage. Yeah, you see, he's dealing physical damage to target enemy and inflicting pain, isn't he? So, yeah. I'd say that you'd be looking for, ideally crit damage, just to really stick it on them.
Okay.
Maybe a health circle over a protection one, just to boost his health pool.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's pretty woeful at the moment. Mine's 3-star and gear 7. I'm just looking at his health. It's nearly 13,000. So yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that he is pretty, well, he's a tank, isn't he? So he's gonna have quite a good health pool protection anyway.
All right. Anybody else sticking around with Scion?
Because I did more than dig around with him. I 7-starred him, and he's at gear 10 right now. Mm-hmm. I went with offense and potency because he's got a really low crit chance. So I mean, it's like 20% without any. So I went with offense and potency because he lands tame, and I still hit 20,000 without a crit on his break will. The second special, that's the one you want to make sure you hit the characters that already have pain on them, because he gets the extra damage. So I went with offense and potency with a lot of speed secondaries because he wanted to go fast so that he can get to his held by hatred, which is basically just makes him unkillable. And I'm loving him in arena. It's amazing.
Nice. All right. Next question will go to you, King Felix. This is a question from our boy Captain Blackbeard. Our question for everyone: have you finished the Tier 6 Sith raid yet? We are in Phase 4. I know in my guild. Grande, have you guys finished it yet?
Grande? I'm here. We're about to finish it. I think we've got just a sliver left in Phase 4. Waiting for some of the guys from Asia to wake up, and some of the Americans to wake up, I guess. And then I think
I understand.
Man, and I think it'll be done. It's more than halfway done in Phase 4 right now.
All right, King Felix, what about your guild?
We are we're also in Phase 4. I think we got about I think we're more than halfway through it. Let's see here. Yeah, we're probably about 40%. We got about 40% left. Everybody in America is just waking up, so it'll probably get done here in a couple of hours. I know I've used all my battles, not doing a whole lot of damage. We got one guy who's done over 100 million though. So
how did he do that? Jesus,
we're not sure. He's posted a couple of teams. We're still waiting to get the whole accounting of his roster. I'm thinking Jedi Training Ray is probably because his JTR team is completely maxed out at gear 12 with ridiculous mods, and I think they just tore up the first couple phases. But we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
And still trying to figure out everything that works. But yeah, we're about there.
And what about you, Mike?
I just had a quick look. We're I'm assuming that we'll be doing it just as we go into territory battles. We're currently on 94% on Phase 4.
So you just got into Phase 4, or you have 94% done?
We've just gone into Phase 4. We've got 94% left of it. Mm-hmm. I did just under 3 million with my Night Sisters. That was quite fun. I ran a Asajj lead Night Sisters. Yeah, 2.8 million or something or other.
All right. All right. Next question from Danilo Papayas. Let's see. We'll go to Grande. Question: after spending 90 crystals on refreshes and 4 million credits to buy and level it, I ended up with a health triangle with protection primary and 19 speed secondary. Whom do I give it to?
Put that on your arena team, man. What's his arena team? I think we need to know what his arena team is.
Yeah, that's an amazing mod for arena.
I mean, there's usually you're gonna have some kind of a tank, or you're gonna have some kind of character that does some kind of health regen, or some kind of health steal that would make that mod would make sense on. And because it's a 2-set bonus, it means you could probably give him a speed set, or you could give them a crit damage or like 2 crit chance sets, and then also give them that health set. But that sounds like a really great maybe Thrawn mod, or a really great maybe Nihilus mod, or a really great maybe Emperor Palpatine mod. There's just depending on whatever other sets you put with it.
Gotcha. Grundy would know, man. He is the mod whisperer. So,
hey, real quick, Ranger, I think you missed one because it didn't have a question mark, but it's really quick. Mike Haskins was asking the squad named Crew. It's the Kylo Ren Unmasked reporter team, and that's what you're looking for, Mike. That's what we call Crew. KRU.
Right, Kylo Ren Unmasked. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Next question. We'll go right back to Mike. This is from Two Fingers. And his question is, in Phase 1, should I try to put a healer on my JTR team? If so, which farmable healer would be best and who should I take out? R2 or Resistance Trooper or Original Scavenger Ray?
To a degree, it'll depend how well geared his resistance squad is.
I think he's was Jedi. It sounds like it's a JTR team. So
JTR.
Yeah.
You see, I'm seeing some really good scores with JTR teams, and their JTR lead
without a healer.
Without a healer, 2 droids,
Trooper.
Resistance Trooper or Pilot.
Yeah.
And Ray Scav.
Yep.
And that's posting some really big numbers.
Yeah,
really big. I think I've seen
her and Trooper, because of their specials and stuff. I mean, they hit the snot out of Nihilus, and you're just constantly going with BB-8 and R2 are doing their thing, but it's a dynamite team. I was just dicking around in Phase 2, not Phase 1, but I was dicking around in Phase 2 with the Jedi Training Ring team. We thought, well, it's Scion.
It's good in 3 as well.
It's Scion. So I didn't know, we were just messing with it, right? And so we were about to clear, so I put in Barriss, right? I still did like almost 6 million damage, but that's with Barriss. She only did 25,000 damage, and I didn't need it because the trick with Phase 2 with Jedi Training Ray team is that because they're always getting Foresight up, it doesn't matter. He goes to hit you hard, but he can't because you got Foresight up, and it was like, aha, I see why this works, and having Zetas are important. And I could have done way more if I didn't have Barriss in there. But that team in Phase 1 and Phase 2, really, really, really good. I don't know if you need a healer. I mean,
so
does anybody disagree?
Have you double Z-ted?
No, just
JTR,
her. No, just her. I've got JTR, her leadership, Zeta, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got BB-8 Zeta, R2 Zeta. So I mean, the Zetas, other than her other one, which just removes debuffs, or 40% chance to remove debuffs, I don't have on there, right?
Right.
But
Foresight and Tenacity teams made me really start thinking about Qui-Gon Jinn Zeta again and regular.
Yeah, I was just about to go there.
I mean,
Phase 2 you're talking about?
On phase 2 potentially about using a Foresight team.
Yeah.
With a bunch of speed. Jedi actually have some good healers, not just Barriss.
No.
But Lumi got recategorized as a healer. I don't know if you guys saw that in the notes.
Yes, I did.
And so potentially you could end up with some kind of Qui-Gon Jinn.
See, we forget that
Yoda,
Qui-Gon's a healer as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Barriss. I mean, and then you could do like Ezra for stacking offense. I mean, there are some really
Jedi
cool.
Knight Anakin.
You could do Jedi. You see what I'm saying? A Jedi Knight Anakin gets a buff in this raid, so you've got a lot of Jedi that have got some really cool synergies. I believe that there potentially is a way to bring back Jedi somehow. In this particular raid, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just thinking it through that it might be possible.
Yeah, we'll dig around next time in Phase 2 when it comes back up, and we'll look at some stuff with Jedi on that. I'll have to Zeta. Mm-hmm. I don't have a Zeta Qui. That'll probably be your task, Ronnie, because I don't have a Zeta Qui-Gon Jinn. So I just never did it. I've got like damn 20 Zetas done, but it's like that just was never a team I did. They're geared. It's just I just never did the Zeta. So. All right. Hope that answers your questions, Two Fingers. Let's see. King Felix, next question for you from David Rodriguez. Question. With Sign in the game, will he replace General Kenobi in the arena on most teams?
Sith teams, yes. General Kenobi still works really well, and if I mean, we're talking about down the road because not everybody's going to whale out for Scion. But for me, I have both of them pretty highly geared. Scion still a little bit lower, and I put Scion in my Sith team because he naturally works better. He doesn't give speed to the opposing Vader, which is important. I think they're number one for light side and number one for dark side. So I would say as soon as everybody gets him geared up, you're gonna see Scions everywhere in arena at 3 stars, at 4 stars, at 2 stars. It doesn't matter because his kit kind of pretty much makes him shine, and his base speed is at 137, which is I think 10 higher than General Kenobi's.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really, I mean, it's 1-1. They're the 2 best tanks in the game at this point.
I still give the edge to Kenobi. Just because he's more versatile in more teams.
More versatile for sure. But if
they're
running
both amazing. Yeah, Sith.
Yeah, if you're gonna run the new Emperor Palpatine teams, Scion is the way to go, and he will be viable at 2 and 3 stars.
Yeah.
So
Gear 11.
You're gonna see a lot of him.
Yeah, you will need him at Gear 11. Yeah, I'm working on mine. I'm just getting horrible. I could do the $12.99 pulls because I bought the $9.99 pack and stuff. I'm like, and then Loki's monkey ass gets 145 on a. I swear, he's touched by the gods, man.
We hate him.
Yeah, we don't.
I hate him.
Yeah, we love him, but we hate him.
The other thing is Scion is also pretty difficult to gear once you get into 9 and 10.
Oh yeah. It's the whole Carbonte issue with tanks. You know, it's like.
Well, Carbontes and stun cups. He needs a lot of back to gels. He needs droid collars. He needs everything, and he needs a lot of it. So it might be another month or so before you really start seeing him in your arena, depending on how many whales there are.
Yep.
So you might need some time to figure out a counter.
Yep. All right. Next question for.
I got a Gear 12 Scion right now in my arena, 7-star.
How you loving him?
How
about now?
You gotta hold on to your shirt, guys. It's pretty intense. Like I said, another new puzzle to try to figure out. But right now, the first time I tried it, it was not pretty. It was not pretty trying to go.
Grande, do you know how fast their Scion was?
Yeah, let me go look here real quick. Let me find him.
I'm just wondering. Because the speed on Scion is important to get the pain out.
So the guy didn't drop very far today. Let's see. He did drop to 11th overnight. So let's see, what is his Scion running? His Scion is running 258.
Holy Jesus.
He's running 121 from mods. He's running a speed set and a health set.
That's a crap ton of speed.
Everything is double digit speed. He's got a plus 20 on him. And then everything, and then plus 17. Everything else is like 13, 14. But yeah, and he's got him all maxed out, but he does not have the Zeta yet on Lord of Pain.
I'm tempted to do that Zeta today because I could.
That's the only thing he doesn't have yet on that character. It's a good team. It's a really good team.
Yep.
Running it with Sith Trooper, Vader, Palps, and Nihilus. And the Palps lead, of course. Yeah, good guy. He's a BHG guy. Really, really nice guy.
Word. All right, two fingers. Next question for you, Grande. Question. Looking at Rolo's unique Zeta and her leadership Zeta, I would think she would be useful against the current meta. So why isn't she being used? What is she missing?
So we're talking about Rolo, which is her leader for Rebel Officer Leia Organa, which is Rebel allies have 20% tenacity and 20% critical chance. Whenever a Rebel ally takes damage from an Empire enemy, they have a 50% chance to gain foresight for 2 turns. Each time, the first time, each turn, a Rebel ally resists a detrimental effect or suffer a debuff, they gain 30% turn meter. That's a really great leader ability. And then the unique, which is the second one he asked about, which is Leia has plus 10% offense and plus 40% tenacity. The first time each turn Leia resists a detrimental effect or suffers a debuff, she gains 15% turn meter and gains 35% offense stacking until the end of her next turn. This is a really great character. Why is this not a meta? We're kind of shifting away from a rebel meta, so I think that we have to look at whenever we go with a team like this, it's not just about suffering debuffs, it's about cleansers, and you try to think of who else are we going to put on the team that's going to work with her and that would make this team run. The turn meter gain is very impressive. So I think that's one thing that you have going for it. But whenever we start looking at the rest of the team like this, we're going to be looking at cleansers. And cleansers are not good for a Palpatine-led team. So if you're looking at Rebels, you're probably going to be looking at CLS. CLS does a personal cleanse. You're probably going to look at a character like R2 with at least one Zeta and potentially two Zetas, another cleanser. So you're giving that team turn meter, the Palp team's turn meter. Chirrut and Baze would be two other Rebels I would be looking at. Again, with the cleanse, going to be kind of a problem. Potentially, you might be looking at Captain Han Solo. No cleanse, but does a revive. That would be okay, and also does daze, which might be nice, because potentially then you could get rid of the turn meter on that team, and she does an AOE daze. So I don't know. It does seem like it would kind of work. Trying to figure out what's totally wrong with it, and I can't really find something that's really wrong with that team.
Think about how fast the opposing Vader would be.
Yeah. That's true. Because you'd be gaining. Yeah.
And it's all predicated on them resisting, right? Because of the
it's all predicated. Which means
if you don't resist, you're hosed.
Here's the other thing too: is you can never gain enough tenacity to overcome the potency, right?
Right.
I mean, we've already had this conversation before about tenacity versus potency. If you're looking at a Palpatine lead, right? Palpatine lead, how much potency are we getting under his leader? So rebel enemies have negative
35.
They're negative 35% potency and negative 35% evasion. So you're already gonna not miss, and now you have to go through that potency tenacity check, and those dazes are not sticking, right? So we're gonna miss the dazes, and Empire has plus 35% potency. So you've only got a 5% difference between tenacity and potency, and you've given all this speed to Vader.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it doesn't work. So it's not because Rolo looks bad. It's because Palpatine looks so good, and Palp Vader negate everything Rolo's got.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think that's the reason.
All right, back to you, Mike. Next question from Fatality V2. Question: do you think that using Hodo more than once is a bug or working as intended? I think they mean Hermit Yoda.
Yeah, it's Hermit Yoda. I believe it was working as intended. If you read the blurb on there, if he's the last man standing, he just backs away, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't been killed, and therefore he should still be available. Yeah, no, it's
that's what his special is.
Exactly.
Run away!
I'm looking at it thinking once my Wamper's finished, I'm gonna have to crack on very quickly with my Hermit to get him up to 7 stars, because he's showing a bit of promise in this raid.
Yeah, I'm working on him as
definitely. Well. Yeah,
it's just I've got him halfway there, but it's like you need gear so bad, and you're just like, oh god, Jesus.
Yeah, I think I'm just
gonna bite the bullet and do it. Just go full board Yoda.
I need 25 more Wampa shards to finish off my Wampa.
The Wampa.
Can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Next question for King Felix from Darth Hideous. Question: should the mod store stay credits forever? would that be the best quality of life update? Good question.
So it should stay credits forever. I would love that. But the best quality of life update will be not having to refresh for arena battles.
Yeah.
And just having a slider, and you can go to the furthest battle that you can. But I do hope that they leave the credits for at least a month, if not indefinitely. I would love that as well, because I've been getting some really good mods out of the store in these last 2 days.
Yeah. I've been even on the bad mod full speed ones, I've been getting 10 to 12 at the worst.
The bad ones are still double digits.
Yeah, which is still really good.
I'll take that. I mean, I think I've gotten a 20 and about 2 or 3 14s. So I'm loving the way it is right now. I just wish I had more credits to spend.
All right. Next question for Grande from Ken Fisher. How do you mod Sith Trooper if you run him with Scion?
Sith Trooper. So let's look at old.
And
Mr.
he got a
Sith.
rework too. He's amazing.
Yeah. So he's auto. So he's gonna auto taunt now. If you put his the Omega, I think, on his unique.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So now we have to say, okay, are we going to change mods from what we were doing before? And before, whenever we were looking at Sith Trooper, we were looking at speed and defense, because the guy's slow as heck, man. He really is slow. He does so you're trying to get him to where he's got retribution, so at least he can. So you can at least get him to actually go every once in a while. I'd be putting protection on him. So protection triangle, protection circle, protection cross. I'd be putting. I hate to say it, but potentially, given the turn meter you're going to get under Palpatine lead, you may not need to put a speed arrow on him, but you could put a speed arrow on him. So it's probably either speed or protection on the arrow. If you had a protection arrow with high speed secondary, that might work. And then I think you go like potentially health or potentially defense for the second bonus. I don't think that because what you're going to end up having is the taunt go back and forth between Scion and Sith Trooper. So I really feel like that's probably your best bet. Would be a speed set and a defense set, or a speed set and a health set. Something of that nature would be the way I would do it.
All right. Next question back to you, Mike. Question: do you think they should add the healer tag to Chirrut? And that's from 1L73.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he heals.
He's kind of like he's a kind of in that Rex wheelhouse. He does a lot of things. Healing's just one of them, right? But he's not a pure healer.
I think support is perfect for him.
Yeah, because he's not like a Barris or a Lumi or some of the other healers, right? He does heal, but it's not like a pure. It's not his primary function, because he can do crazy damage, right? And he does his other things, So he's one of those.
He's an aggressive healer.
Yes, he's a very, very aggressive healer. I am one with the false, and the false is with me.
Yes.
I love that movie, Rogue One. God, such a good movie. I don't know, healer tag for Chirrut? I'm not seeing it. Anybody else disagree with that?
Is it really that much different than Lumi?
Yeah, but her heal is a heal, and it heals over. I mean, he does add. You know what, Finn? You do make a great point, because he does add heals that stack, right? Damn, god dang it, Finn. Finn speaks up and throws everything into a loop. Go make a Twinkie.
I was thinking of Talia as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of see it a little bit.
So
changed my mind. Something to think about. We'll chew on it. All right, let's see. What's going on here? Stupid. Dumb. Stupid. All right, next question for King Felix from Comb Cobra. Would it be best to max Nyla, Sith Trooper, and Slime before Traya comes? Who's the 5th for the Traya meta when she drops? Sith Assassin? What do you think, Felix?
So, definitely max those characters. Nihilus, Scion, and Trooper. The 5th, I will say, is to be determined, but Assassin... I'll say Assassin, Palpatine, and Vader are probably going to... Well, no, probably not Vader. So Assassin or Palpatine are probably going to be your best for Traya. What you're missing is probably going to be the turn meter gain, so Assassin is probably the safest bet. But always remember, in 2 months, they might release another Sith character, and it might all change with that character as well. Could be our Lord and Savior Revan. Of course, he'll have his own leader ability that'll blow everybody out of the water, but I'm going to say Assassin is the safest bet, especially if you already have Palpatine and Vader pretty high up. This Assassin and Trooper are amazing. I don't think Marauder will ever be in PvP meta, unless they buff him a little bit. But Assassin is probably your best chance. I know I got her at year 10, pushing 11, so I'd go with that one and just mod her up with all the speed you can get.
Word. All right, next question for Grande Pappy Petroni. This is from Varkesh. Question: has anyone been brave enough to see how bounty hunters do in any phase for the Sith raid? If so, how did they do?
I have not run bounty hunters.
Finn
so
did.
Let's run
without mods.
Probably not the best choice.
No,
right?
No, Finn's retarded.
I was asked to, for reference.
It was horrible.
It was bad.
It was very really bad. And I'm like,
what do bounty hunters get? Don't they get something? I thought bounty hunters got a buff.
I'm hearing Zam and Greedo work
with
quite
the
well.
Thermal detonators, yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
but it's sub a million, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Bounty hunters gain critical damage stacking until the end of the encounter. So if you wanted to look at it, so let's think about a bounty hunter that's going to do really good with some kind of crit, right? I think the ones that you would work, you can't run a full bounty hunter team, right? So it would be like, what bounty hunters could you sub in as like a 5th, right? And the bounty hunters that come to my mind that could sub in as a 5th would be Boba Fett, IG-88, maybe Zam if you had a really great Zam Wessel. But you're not going to get a lot of damage out of Greedo. You're not going to get a lot of damage out of Dengar. So I think
Bane, no.
Not really Cad Bane. Plus Cad Bane is anti-Jedi, so that doesn't totally work for this.
No, not as good against the Sith.
So I'm really thinking that you're looking at Boba Fett, IG-88 potentially. And IG-88 really runs better on a droid team, and that team has a heal and a revive and a taunt. So you might really just be subbing in Boba Fett onto another team, and you might be subbing in IG-88 onto a droid team. I actually haven't run droids in this raid yet, and that gives you a revive potentially, as long as you don't get annihilated. So. I feel like that you might try something like that. Boba Fett makes a great leader sometimes for non bounty hunters. So you might try something like that.
There you go. All right. Next question for Mike. This is from Two Fingers. Question: will any guild try the heroic Sith raid next time around? What about you guys? You guys around the corn here, as Grande would say. I think are you going to try the heroic next go round? Mike? Mike? Anybody?
I think it's undetermined for my guild right now. I think everybody's still kind of scratching their head on P4, and we may end up deciding, hey, let's try a different raid. Let's try the same raid again one more time before we do it.
Gotcha.
That would be my guess.
All right. Mike, are you back?
Yes. Sorry about that.
What do you think? Heroic next time?
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Got to have a crack at it.
Yeah.
Always aim high. Stay on target.
Loosen up. All right. Let's see. Next question for King Felix from Be More Fat. Question. On the Palps, Vader, Scion, Darth Nihilus, Sith Trooper team, what is the Zeta order of importance?
Is it Palps, Nihilus, Vader, Trooper, and Scion?
Yeah.
Okay, so Palp lead is number 1. I'll say Nihilus Unique is number 2, Scion Unique is number 3, and Vader Unique is number 4. Well, no, hold on. Palp Unique is above Zeta's Unique. So Palp Unique 4, Vader Unique 5. And that's your Zeta of importance.
All right. Anybody agree, disagree?
I agree. Okay. By the way, just trying droids in against Phase 4, that was a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea. That was so bad. And I have really good droids. That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Hey, you got to try it once, right?
You don't know unless you try, right?
Yeah, I mean, the revives work, and they revive with like 1% heat, with like 1% health. It's really bad.
I know. Now this is like nom nom nom.
This was a really bad choice.
All right, Grande, here's another great question. This is from Nathaniel Miller. Question: should I bother farming tenacity set mods? Seems tenacity set is useless when there are so many other options.
So, I think it depends on primaries and secondaries. Tenacity sets work for certain characters, and I would take a tenacity set if it was the correct primary and it had really good secondaries. There's also some characters that work really good with tenacity. I have some of my best mods are set bonus. Set bonus is the last thing I look at. The first thing I look at is this a primary I can use somewhere? Is it, a protection primary? Is it a crit damage primary? Is it a speed arrow? And then I start looking at the secondaries. Does it have a secondary speed or flat offense or some kind of crazy crit chance? I would take a mod like that. And then, of course, some characters that do a lot. That, let's say there's a character that has a natural retribution. Characters like Baze Malbus. Characters like K2SO. There are some characters out there that really can work with with that tenacity set bonus. So yeah, I would definitely say that you could do a tenacity set bonus anytime, and especially if the primaries and secondaries are correct.
Okay.
GK used to work really well with tenacity sets.
Yes,
he did. He worked super, because that guy's basically a meat bag, right? I mean, he's basically sitting there getting pounded on. So the guy's gonna sit there with like 10 negative status effects, right? So if you could sit there and have him not have 10 negative status effects and only have 3 negative status effects, it might do better for sure.
I still have tenacity on my GK.
But I think from my perspective on mods, it's wherever secondary speed appears.
Yeah.
Speed, everything. It's all about speed, and then maybe you look at other factors. But if they ain't moving, they're not going to do anything. So you need them to move. Ergo, you need speed. I mean, I've got a circle and cross tenacity set that give me 34 additional speed.
Great point. I've got a set like that. It's like 25 speed between the two of them on a set. It's like, yeah, I'll take that.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of it's following your secondary speed.
Yeah.
And wherever that takes you.
Wherever it may lead. All right, next question. Back to the top to Mike. This is from Two Fingers question. We'll start with you, Mike. This is kind of one for the whole panel. What's the hardest phase in the Sith raid and why? I already know the answer I'm going to give, but go ahead. What do you think, Mike?
I mean, I've had a go at all the phases. The one that was frustrating me the most was the Treya one.
Yes.
Phase 3. That was, which seems to follow the pattern. Maybe not in the Rancor, but definitely in Tank. Phase 3 was the phase that kind of sapped your will. And also cost a lot of gills. You know, that was the one that you had to get through. Obviously, you have to do all 4 to complete it. But that phase 3 is the one that I think that could be the make or break.
What do you think, Grande?
I think phase 4 is where you're gonna get super zapped.
Yeah, that was gonna be my answer.
I think that when you're only fighting, effectively phase 4 is, 3 raid bosses sitting there together, and you can kind of, it's like putting making it, 3 or 4 dimensional whenever you go into phase 4. You can't hit Treya until you get rid of one of the 2 side bosses. You gotta work as a team to take out the side bosses first. And you've kind of prepped for how pain works. You've kind of prepped for how isolation works, but trying to use them both together and figuring and basically having to lose a turn with your characters to take care of pain or take care of suffering, I think is or isolation is a really big deal. So you gotta kind of play that and use those to your advantage. You also have to have really good mods because you have to be able to go, and so I feel like that's going to be a big deal. Also knowing whether or not the side ads, whether it's the one that could stealth or not, meaning whether or not you have to have an AOE or on the team or not. I think those are really important. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the puzzle. I think it's going to take a lot of communication between guilds in phase 4. So that's really the stumbling part.
It's like you've played this game before, Grande. It's weird.
It's like I've played this game before.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you're in prison, you have a lot of time on your hands. So
you do. You have a lot of time in your hand in prison.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. Next question for King Felix from John Moran. Question: are they going to add Bounty Hunter on HK47? God, sorry, this question made me giggle. Let me read it again. Question: are they going to add Bounty Hunter on HK47 since he's apparently searchable under it? Great debate. People have been going back and forth on this one.
I noticed that too. I hope they do. Because if HK47 is already prepping for some sort of update or rework, does that mean that'll mean Revan is coming? And
our Lord and Savior.
Oh yeah, tax return right there.
Yeah.
But
I will prostitute myself in his presence.
As soon as I heard about you could search for him in Bounty Hunters, I did it immediately. And I don't see why he wouldn't be added to it.
So here's the thing. So you make a great point, right? But he was never a bounty hunter. He was an assassination droid, right? He never did stuff for bounties. He just was, what's my target? Kill target. He didn't do it for money or credits like IG-88 or anything like that. He just was, he just went.
As Warrior said, you got to remember what Warrior said. I think it was last week's Jedi Academy. This game is not canon.
I know it's not canon, but they try to stick to the themes of the characters. I mean, they could make him a bounty hunter. I'm not arguing with you on that at all. It's a great point. But
you can definitely go after. You can definitely. HK-47 is one of the characters who I think they have the most free will with, just because of how he was in the old games, the KOTOR games. Because all he wanted to do was just slaughter everybody. So I think they definitely could do that. I don't think anybody would be up in arms if they did. And it would give the bounty hunters just a little bit extra added teeth, which they desperately need. And if they're not going to give us Jango Fett, which they absolutely need to, HK-47 is a decent consolation prize. Especially if they buff him a little bit. So I'm gonna say they do give him a bounty tag, in my opinion. And this is somebody who has absolutely zero ties to EA or CG, so take this with a grain of salt. But I think he will get a rework, and the bounty hunters will get a rework as well when the Han Solo movie comes out, because it's a scoundrel movie, and I think we can get more bounty hunters. We're gonna get works that we want, and maybe dark side territory battles won't be such a pain in the ass when they come around.
Yep, that's a great point. No, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'm just saying purely on just the material that was out there. He was an assassination droid, but if they did it, kudos. Question for Frenchie.
Can you imagine? I'm sorry. Can you imagine HK-47's leader if they just changed it to droid and bounty hunters?
Oh Lord!
It would be. All they have to do is droids and bounty hunters, and plop the bounty hunter tag on him, and he easily becomes, if not the best leader in the bounty hunters. It's a run for your money with Boba Fett.
There you go. That's a great point. All right, Frenchie, Jory LaFontaine. See what I did there, Grande? French person, French, you French. Question. He put question 4. Good, Jory. That's fantastic. Question: can one of you please try out Visa with a Zader team? Question mark. She would cleanse, heal, assist, and Sith would reduce turn meter. I don't know. Have you done anything with Visa or yet, Grande? I know Loki was working on her. He loves her to death. But
yeah. He loves her. I have her. I have her at 5-star. And just kind of camping out at 85, gear 6. I just kind of.
We'll make that a request for Loki. Let's make a note of that, Finn. See if we can get him to do some videos with her and stuff. I think that would be cool. It'd be cool.
I think Loki may already have her at gear 12.
He probably has. Well, when you get 20,000 crystals a month from CG, you can do these kind of things. And then when you do pulls and you get 145, and the ref says poor schmucks only get 5. Stupid, dumb.
Or 4.
Oh God!
I got that last time.
How about now? All right, next question. Back up to you, Mike, from Nathaniel Miller. If I'm going to farm mods now, is it worth it to farm tenacity mods, or should I farm a different set?
If you've got all your Jawas together, crit damage is kind of I tend to live I alternate between crit damage and speed mods for my farms. I've got to be honest, tenacity is once in a blue moon that I'll dip into that pool.
So I'm kind of like you, right? Crit damage, crit chance would probably be the two that I'd want the most. There's an occasional character that needs health, an occasional character that needs defense. Potency is actually needed by a bunch of folks.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Potency for
that's one I'll go into relatively often. But yeah, crit damage, crit chance, potency, and speed is probably 90% of the characters out there.
I mean, obviously it does depend where he is, but if he's unlocked tenacity, I can't remember who tenacity's under.
Rebels Rebels running tenacity.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's done, I mean, health mods may be more important to him, or defense mods may be more important to him than those other ones, and he can get crit chance with his scoundrels.
Yep. Yeah, because health still are the weightiest of the mods, aren't they?
Yeah, they had a bunch. I mean, health is not bad. I've got lots of characters running health mods still.
Yeah.
I will say that it seems like the light side characters need more damage, but the dark side need more speed and potency in the more specific mod sets. Because when I just remodded, I noticed that most of my rebels and my light side characters were all crit damage, crit chance, and all my dark side characters were speed, potency, maybe offense. But and the tanks are tenacity and defense, in my opinion. I like to have them taking as little damage as possible. It's all to the character.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question to you, King Felix, from Jezza G. Question: anyone have a view on Visas Mar? I can't help feeling she's getting ignored, and her kit looks amazing. I think we just hit on that, didn't we, a little bit? Loki loves her to death, but your opinions of her yourself, King Felix.
I think she will be amazing, specifically in this raid, and probably I think she's gonna have a real good spot in territory battle. Well, maybe territory battles is getting kind of close to almost on farm.
Yeah, it's just GP. It's not about the battles; it's about GP. Just can you deploy enough to get to that star level at the end? Because I think everybody's got the characters now where they can beat this. It's just a matter of, do you have that deployable GP to get the star level at 43, 40, above 40?
She's definitely not a bad character to invest in. I think she can have a place in the arena, but it's going to be, to a point to where your arena shard is at. If your arena shard is running a whole lot of Emperor Palpatine teams, she's going to assist and counterattack like crazy.
It's amazing.
It's a double-edged sword because she cleanses all the time, which just gives the other team turn meter.
But she's going all the time because they're, I was thinking about her on a crew team with all the counters and stuff. Just like because when I was doing when I was unlocking her, and I put her on the crew team, right? Because I just I'll just use her on crew. They were triple hitting all the time. Someone did an AoE or did damage, like a bunch of them were going at once. I'm like, God bless America, and they kept getting an advantage and going faster and faster. It was like, sweet Minerva, what have I discovered here?
Well, Ranger, just wait until you Zeta First Order Stormtrooper. It's going to get a whole lot better.
See, I'm wondering if I should do First Order Stormtrooper or use it for Scion. That's my next debate, because I'm working on Zion and stuff. But it's like, should I do Scion because I want to put him on my Sith team, or should I finish up First Order and do Trooper?
I did Trooper. I Zeted him, and I have regrettable Zetas, and he is not among them. His Zeta is great. Calls to assist all the time. And, even when it's not First Order, he calls to assist all the time. So, his Zeta, I think, is amazing. And with Visis, with all her assists and her counterattacks, she's constantly going. It's like a mini Gar Saxon. But she's keeping your entire team cleansed at the same time. So, in the raid, it's going to be absolutely incredible. If your guild is really trying to prioritize raids, I'd say you buy Vices over Scion. If you're prioritizing arena, I still think Scion is the better choice. But depending on your shard, Vices might work as well.
Yeah,
she's a really good character, and hats off to CG. They did a good job. On
yeah, we gave both characters high marks, so, and Loki just thinks she's fantastic, and I kind of agree with Loki. Loki he thinks outside the box on a lot of this stuff, mainly because he has everything.
He's running Holdo in his arena team right now.
I know. He's a psycho, man.
Taking rank 1 with Holdo.
I remember I looked at his arena team one day, I'm like, why are you running that team? He's like, I don't know. I felt like doing it, and he just kicks the ass with it. And you're like,
Yeah.
what a combination. And he's like, yeah, but it's really good. I'm like, oh my God. All right, next question for me. Okay, from Clone Troop 211. Question for Ranger: have you tried your First Order team in Arena? If so, what were the results? I have not tried them. I still need the Zeta on Stormtrooper, and I want to get First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter in there before I run them in Arena. If I do, I've got the Zetas on crew, and it's a really solid team. And it's a great territory war team because they just regen health and protection, and they're constantly going. And I mean, they're dynamite, right? His lead is amazing, and he's an amazing character, but they're not quite there yet. So I haven't had a chance to run them in Arena. You know, ideally, I'd like to have Executioner and Special Forces TIE Fighter in there because that team really kick the crap out of anybody because of what they do. But until then, I'm not going to run them in Arena. They're not gear 12, they're gear 11, but they're not quite ready yet. So I don't know if anybody else here has run First Order in the meta. I saw some of the meta report. There are some First Order crew led teams popping in there, so there are people running it.
Do they have Zaris in there though?
I don't know. I didn't look at the team itself. I just saw crew
that's
lead.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like the Territory War Defense Squad, isn't it? Is to pop a Zaris in there?
No,
but,
I don't do that. Yeah, I use Zaris on my GK Zaris team on offense, so I can take out CLS and stuff.
I finally 7-starred my Special Forces TIE Pilot, and I just played around in Galactic War trying to trigger the triple assist. So Special Forces onto Stormtrooper with the hope then that TIE Pilot or First Order TIE Pilot will then jump in and assist Stormtroopers. I mean, there's some fun mechanics that can be had there.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next question for Grande. This is from Dialar's Twi'leks Tactics. Question: after running through all the phases of this new raid, I get the feeling healers are going to be very, very important. Did you sense this as well? Search your feelings, Grande, and answer the question.
So, I do feel like healers are going to be important. They're definitely trying to bring us back healers. You know, I mean, if you don't have a healer, or you don't have characters with high health steal, you're kind of kicking. You're going to be losing. You're going to be losing very quickly. The other thing is that in this raid, I mean, people need to read, and I know this sounds really dumb.
Great point. I was going to bring that up here in a little bit, but
if you click on the raid, just click the enter button for the Sith Triumphant raid, and then there's 4 screens. There's units. Let's just go from left to from right to left. There's units. These are the units you can bring in. Kind of important to know what you can bring into the raid. Remember, most people are running a 6-star raid, which means you can bring in 6-star characters. The next one is rewards. Where do you sit and what do your rewards look like? The third tab is details. This is huge right here, the details screen. This tells you who gets bonus. Who gives bonus? First of all, it's going to tell you how many raid points do you need. So for a 6-star raid, it's 115, right? So it's going to take. So if you look at it, 115 means it's going to take you 4 freaking days to get enough points to run a 6-star raid. Every 4 days, you could run a 6-star raid. The next thing is rosters refresh daily. You get 5 attempts. Bonuses, raid bonuses: Sith, Night Sister, Bounty Hunters, Grandmaster Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Jedi Training Rey, and Jedi Knight Anakin. Okay, great. That's cool. That means we know that probably some of the really good teams, at least in the beginning, are going to have some of these characters on them. Then you know here that you get what you get from the crates. Then the next one is raid bonuses. Healers have plus 20,000 max health, plus 70% tenacity. In addition, whenever another ally unit is healed to 100%, healers gain heal over time buff for 2 turns. That's pretty impressive. Then you've got capture and kill. Whenever any unit is defeated, all bounty hunters gain plus 20% crit damage stacking until the end of the encounter. Well, you can only bring 5 characters with you, and you've got to hope and pray that RNG lets it be where some other character dies, or you have to have a taunt and a revive, so you can taunt and revive, taunt and revive, taunt and revive. Then you've got Dark Side Rivalry. This is Sith and Night Sisters gain plus 25% offense. Another great one. And then Galactic Hero. This is the Commander Luke, Jedi Training Rey, Master Yoda, and Anakin gain plus 30% potency and plus and tenacity. Here's something interesting about these 4 characters, and this is again where reading is important. What's interesting about Commander Luke, Jedi Training Rey, and Grandmaster Yoda? Well, they're all either hero characters, or they're a legendary event character, except for Jedi Knight Anakin. What does that tell you might be happening with Jedi Knight Anakin later?
He becomes Lord Vader.
Yeah, something is going to happen with him that we don't know about, but they did it already. And then it goes into what all these abilities are for the different characters, how Phase 1 works, how Phase 2 works, how the different characters, how the different ads work. Read all of this information. It is hugely important, guys, that you read.
Yeah, we did it on the raid before we went to each phase, and Finn was breaking it down.
It's really important that you read all this stuff.
I can guarantee you it won't be Jedi Master Anakin, though.
It's unfair. How do you sit on the couch and not be a master?
It's going to be, we're going to get I Hate Sand Anakin instead.
Master Skywalker, what are we to do? There's too many.
What have I done, Anakin?
I will do whatever you say.
It's gonna be force choke pregnant lady Anakin.
Oh, did you see the
you
meme?
underestimate my power.
Have you seen the meme of Annie where he's on the banks of the lava river, all smouldering, and Michael Jackson's leaning over saying, "Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?"
That's funny. Oh, man. But effectively, what I'm saying is just work. Spend the time to read on the raid, and I think that'll answer a ton of questions for you guys. A ton of questions.
Grande, I just want to throw this out there. You're about to break our chat.
Oh, I am? Why? What did I do now?
You're telling people to be careful about reading.
Yeah.
Chat is going crazy. It's like, holy crap, the irony of Grande saying reading is important.
Yeah, look, take it from the guy that has trouble reading. I will reread something like 12 times because I'll feel like I'm going to screw it up. So
somebody's reading it to him. Don't let him lie to you.
Yeah, he had the audio version.
This is Tits Chapter 2 with the lessons.
Yeah.
The audiobooks for Granda.
Yeah. Repeat after me. Darth Sion. Darth Skion.
Did you see that Slice is in our chat too today?
What's that?
Slicer is in our chat today.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Slicer.
Cubs fan Han.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dropped by and said hi, and he also mentioned that he's dropping a Visa Smar video later today.
Oh, very nice. Check that out.
Self-promoters.
No, we don't mind Cubs at all because he's an amazing guy. We love Cubs. Know a lot of stuff with him, and if you guys haven't checked out his channel, his top 15 list is amazing. He puts out really great content.
He led everybody astray. He said the Sith doesn't come until May.
Well, he was guessing. Yeah, we gotta give a guy a break, man. You know, we can only speculate.
Revan coming in August. There you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah, it was August.
December 5th.
Mm-hmm. All right, next question. Back to the top, Mike. So this is from Spring.0. Does anybody else think Sign was way overhyped? I've been running the Nightmare team and fall further than I did with Tarkin, and I lose to standard CLS with Scion. Felix, or who's been running who's got 7 stars?
I have.
I faced them. I mean, to be honest, I'm one of the ones that I really can't be bothered to move all my mods around and turbo Vader. So I just went the Han route, which is brilliant. Stun Vader, battle 1.
You're welcome.
9 times out of 10. What I found,
You're welcome.
sorry, this is anti-Tarkin, but what I found is Fracture Tarkin. Leave Thrawn alone, Fracture Tarkin, and that because it's the Tarkin turn meter removal that really does.
That's the one. Plus,
So
that's why Rex lead on that just counter is like stun Vader. Rex, okay, I win.
So I would like to say that I gave Mike that whole theory about OG Han.
Oh,
you did, and I thanked you for it.
And I saw that, and I liked your video as well. But I don't think Scion is overhyped. I don't
either.
I'm not regretting my purchase of that at all. Arena is now the most tic-tac-toe it has ever been.
Oh yeah, we saw that in the last meta report. It's really starting to diversify out.
I mean, like the meta report itself is misleading.
It gives you an idea. It just gives you an indication, right? I don't look at like the specific numbers. I just look at it. The way I always looked at the meta report is like an overview of what is the diversity. Because sometimes you can see like before, like CLS or Jedi Training Raid looked like Pac-Man's about to eat the whole thing up. But now you look at it, it's just small little chunks here and there, and that's when you see that diversity that's starting to come through with all these different teams.
But what I'm saying is, like, in the meta report, Emperor Palpatine took, like, a big slice out of it because everybody wanted to use a dark side character. But at the same time, I can use a Rex, Thrawn, Luke, and Chase, and I can beat all the Emperor Palpatine teams. That doesn't make Scion any worse. Scion on an Emperor Palpatine team is legit. I have no problem beating teams that are faster than mine. I have no problem beating Rex teams. I have no problem beating Jedi Training Ray teams. It's just about, remember that this is a game and it's designed for you to use, well, it's not designed for it, but remember to use the characters that you want to use, characters that are fun. So if I have a Scion that is far more enjoyable to play than Kenobi on an Emperor Palpatine team, I'm definitely going to use the Scion. His kit is amazing, his animations are great, and he comes from Legends, which I like better than the canon at this point. And so I don't think he's overhyped. It's just a matter of Rex is still probably the single best character in this entire game.
Yep.
Just hands down. He's lasted for the whole 2.5 years.
That's science. You can't argue with that.
Math.
Yeah. All right, next question. Who was that? That was Grande Patron from Curtis Arnett. Question: besides Stark, what is worth farming out of the guild store? Oh Lord, Grande, please.
What's worth farming out of the guild store?
Besides Stark.
Besides Stark.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
So Resistance Trooper, I think is worth farming out of there. Ewok Elder is worth farming out of there. I think Rey is worth farming out of there.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is in there. Cody, Special Forces. Special Forces ship is worth farming out of there. Gosh, what else is in there?
Not Gamorrean Guard.
Not Gamorrean Guard. Not Dengar.
No.
Probably not Zam Wessel.
No.
Except you need them, right? I think you need a 6-star for Darkseid. So eventually you're going to need to get those characters.
But they're not like something you'd want to farm for.
No, but I could easily see you deciding that you wanted to farm some of those other characters. I mean, would it be better if you could farm Rey strictly from hard node? Absolutely. Would it be better if?
No, that's awful.
But I mean, the thing is that there are so many characters that are hard node only that you would do a better job farming, like Shore Trooper, Nihilus, Baze, some of those characters, Sabine, some of those characters that you can only hard node. That I would tell you that some of that you need to be spending on shards, and I would tell you to get all of those characters. Maul, I think, is available there as well. Sunfac, I think is it Sunfac that's available from there too?
I think so, yeah.
There's a bunch of characters that are important and you can only get from that location. So definitely look at those characters first. They're characters that you may not put on your main team sometimes, but there's characters that have good ships.
Yeah.
They're characters that and
PvE.
I mean, and PvE. I mean,
I was running Ahsoka Fulcrum in the battle yesterday. She just wrecked the crap out of that. She just giving everybody protection, just rocking and rolling, man. She's Jesus Christ, she's amazing in PvE. You know, there's other uses besides just arena. You know, I think that
agreed.
We have to start getting our minds out of this. Arena is important. It's one of the most important aspects of this game, in my opinion. But the game's diversified to the point where you need multiple groups of characters that are really good. You know, they don't have to be all meta to be outstanding. Perfect example is the crew-led First Order team. Meta, no, close, but you know, great in a lot of areas, right? So there's value in them. You just have to define what the value is. It may not be a priority for you. Maybe you just do arena. Maybe you just do ship arena. But if you're doing raids and you're doing territory battles and territory wars, these characters may not be, you may never put them on your arena team, but they sure in the hell are amazing in territory battles and things like that. Captain Han Solo and Rolo, get out. I mean, Captain Han Solo, when you get him geared up in territory battles, he wrecks. I mean, he's an amazing character. Revives all the stuff he does. I mean, they have their place and they add value to your roster, and you need a bigger roster. That's what they've been trying to push, is the diversity of making these characters have some value somewhere, that when you make the investment in them, you get something for it, right? Not just arena, but also in rewards, because territory battle rewards and raid rewards is nothing to shake a stick at. Sometimes they suck, but you're still getting something from it, right? So I mean, there's value in anything if you look at it that way. That's science. God damn it.
That's science.
Science. Next question for Mike. Captain Blackbird question: how many times are you refreshing the mods shop?
Oh mate,
I don't think Mickey Felix said how much we were doing earlier. How about now, Mike?
I refreshed until I couldn't. I didn't even realize that you could hit a limit, until I hit it. I had a count up earlier. I can't remember how many mods I've already leveled up, but I've got over 30 that are still waiting that I now don't have the credits to do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you've got to take advantage of this.
Yes, I mean,
because if you don't, going back to arena, I mean, arena alone, your turbo Vaders and if you're the only one that isn't, then you are going to fall behind, and that's going to cost you crystals. And yeah. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, I didn't say anything. I was agreeing with you, brother.
Yeah. So take advantage of it, and just keep a buffer, because of course, there's one thing to buy them. It's another thing you've then got to factor in that you're looking at 500,000 or so credits to level them up.
17,000 like that. I can't remember the exact number.
Yep. So you need that, and yeah.
I mean, I have a bunch of mods I grabbed for speed, and I just leveled them up to 12, and I was like,
"Those are good.
Let's go look."
What I would advise, I was a bit kind of cavalier to start with, is buy the offers, buy the discounted ones.
Yeah.
Shy away from the nigh on 4 million credits ones.
What's that first status of speed one? Because that one's where you can get that 20 speed and stuff. The high rate of you don't always get it, but if you're going to make the big investment, it's got to be that first stat on that mod. If it's gold, that says speed.
Or the last one.
What's that?
Or the last stat. I've had good luck with the last stat. I mean, it's purely luck, but I like the last stat over the first one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just from what I've had to deal with.
Well, it's a roll of the dice, no matter how you look at it. But let's see here. Oh, this question for Grande. Question for Grande from John Moran, or as you call him, John Moron. Have you heard of any Jedi Anakin teams for the raid? I think Ahsoka is going to be required with him, but I'm wondering if you're better off trying him with a clone Jedi team.
So you need to protect him, right? Because you don't want them hitting Jedi Knight Anakin. You want Anakin somewhat protected so he can get 100% turn meter. Could you put it with regular Ahsoka? You could, but you need to protect him. So that would be like auto taunt would be a great way to do that, right? Something like put him with Chirrut and Baze, maybe. That might work out well. So at least he could get to that 100% TM a couple times. I mean, he seems to be working. I don't think it's going to be OP, right? Don't go out and gear 12 your Anakin because you think he's going to be great for the raid.
You underestimate my power, Grande.
I don't think we've seen it yet, right? It may be also that Anakin is not lead. It may be that Anakin is maybe with a Foresight team. This is the team that we were theory crafting earlier.
Qui-Gon Zeta with
potentially. Yeah, I mean, it's just a theory craft, right?
Yoda with Jedi Knight Anakin, maybe a Hermit Yoda, General Kenobi. That team would probably kick some ass.
I used that team without Hermit Yoda in Phase 4, and Anakin definitely put out a lot of damage for just him, but without Hermit Yoda, the team didn't have enough.
Yeah.
So you're going to need Hermit Yoda's heal to keep people dropping above and below 50%. Because Anakin, when people drop below 50%, Anakin goes crazy, which is great. But if it only happens once, it's not as good.
Correct. So you need to have a healer on the team.
Yeah.
Which means you're bringing somebody like Lumi, or you're bringing somebody like Varys, or you're bringing somebody like Hermit Yoda. I think that this raid was made for characters like Hermit Yoda. I mean, it seems like
Hermit Yoda.
Hermit. I mean, it seems like Wampa. Hermit. I mean,
good relations with the Wookiees I have.
Arena and heroic AAT, and it seems like Yoda is made for this raid. I mean, Yoda gets to escape. He's the only character that gets to escape in this raid.
But Zaris doesn't work as well because the raid bosses don't crit that much. Mm-hmm. So Hermit Yoda works better than Zaris because I tried it for sure.
Hermit Yoda's amazing. That's why I'm going all in. It's gonna hurt my gear farming, but it's like, you know what? It's worth it. That little green frog turkey. All right, let's see. Question from Zala Takedown Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Has his own YouTube channel. I think Two Fingers does as well. I should have been shutting those guys out. Yeah. So does Xylo. Question for you, King Felix. Question: would you Zeta Emperor Palpatine lead before Zion Unique? I just want to get Zion as strong as I can.
Absolutely, do Emperor Palpatine before Zion.
That's
Zion
right.
Unique.
Unleash my fury, young one.
100%. Scion Unique, I'm probably going to Zeta within the next day or two. I could do it right now, but I'm hesitant. Just because I don't have him to year 11 or 12 yet. But Emperor Palpatine Unique, or lead, is what makes that team go completely. So it's absolutely necessary.
I have a question. Has anyone in the last 10 days seen Poe or Rex in the damn ship store? Did they remove them? Because I've seen one Poe this entire damn time. And I'm just like, what in the hell is going on with the ship store? Is it just me just getting hosed?
Well, first of all, I'd be getting Poe out of the cantina.
No, his ship.
His
ship.
I did say that, right?
Okay.
I said ship
Maybe
shard.
You did. Maybe
you said ship shard. I knew what you meant. No, but I've been noticing that I feel like things aren't popping up as regularly anymore because I've been looking for Mark III back to gels for the last 3 days, and I haven't seen anything pop up in any of the stores.
I've been getting nothing but those damn things. Like what you don't need, they give you, and what you need, they don't give you. It's crazy because I've got 5 ships left. I'm working on Kylo and Grimm. They're about to be 5 stars. Millennium Falcon, I'm only 2 shards away. I'm hoping the baby Jesus that he unlocks today. And then I'm working on Poe's like, I only need 2 more, and then he's done, 7 stars. Bam, done. And then Rex, I've got like 20 out of 100, but good God and gravy, he's never there. It's like, please.
I have Rex in my my fleet shipments right now, so.
I hate you. God damn it.
Hey, I'll trade you Mark IIIs.
You can have all the Mark III you want, man. Jesus. Take them. Have them. God.
I'm on 82 of 100 of the Special Forces TIE ship now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm farming those out of the store. Yeah, every time they pop, it's like God. It's like,
but it's the pilot all the time. It's not the.
I don't mind because I'm going back and forth.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, it's. But when you get to that last point, you're like, gimme, and it's like, nope.
I got down to like 600 credits in the which store is it? Because he drops in the guild store, and my guild tokens drop down to kind of 3 figures. I'm kind of like 5,500 now because all I'm doing is waiting for that ship. I'm kind of not buying any gear pieces at the moment. I'm just finish it off because obviously once you up the level, it's galactic power for you and of course your guild.
Yeah, it's important, man.
Yeah.
All right, last question. We'll just throw this to everybody. This is from Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. He's participating. Any consensus on affected teams for the different phases besides Rey? Any unusual teams? Well, I think we mentioned troopers, but I don't think that's an unusual team. Anything out there that you guys, Ronnie, we'll start with you. What do you think? Any unusual teams? We know droids are not it.
Night Sisters.
Yep. Strong team. Vader team, man, just not working that way. Their tenacity's so high. It's just like, I tried it, and I've got Zetas and stuff. I was like, nothing is landing. I tried it a couple times. I'm like, oh my God. So I went dodge meta with Maul, had better success with the Sith. I'm like, sweet molasses, and what the hell is this?
Night Sisters, which lead?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. What did you run, Grande?
I ran Asajj Ventress lead.
Okay.
See, I did too. I got just under 3 million in phase 4. That's T6, but
and I did it, and I do it, and I don't even have Mother Zeta. I mean, I don't
Mother.
Even have I don't have Mother at 7 star, so I did it with old Night Sisters, and it worked. And it worked really well.
Sorry, little Danzig there. So every time I hear Mother Townsend, the song pops in my head. Mother. All right, now we get to some fun questions, and we can wrap this up. All right, fun questions from the tour. Question: what offering do I need to give Sir Loki, the god of RNG? I really need his blessing to improve my RNG luck. Well, I think you have to sacrifice a Porg and a young virgin, and then offer them to our Lord and great demigod Loki and Loki's the Lord of Luck. He's in the and mischief. What is going on?
I gotta tell you, he kind of makes his own luck.
Yeah, he does. I joke with him, but he's
part of the reason. I mean, so a lot of the reason why Loki has such good luck is because of his attitude.
Yeah,
and I know this is going to sound really kind of silly.
No, you're 100% right.
But Loki walks around generally with a very good attitude, and so when good things happen, because Loki is just kind of like spreading goodness all over the place.
I hope not. That's I don't. Grande, let's rephrase that.
It's Loki. What I mean by that,
give me your goodness, Loki. Spread it all over me.
I'm just saying he's cheer and goodwill.
Yeah,
let's put it like that. Loki spreads cheer and goodwill, and so good things happen to Loki.
He's like a jolly.
But the other thing is if he pre-orders 10 lightsabers, his luck will increase as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's
booked out for the year on his lightsaber build because the guy is phenomenal. He's just an amazing guy. I mean, I love Loki. He's fun to hang out with. So we're blessed
People
to
want
have
to
him
be
as part of
around
the
him.
crew. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, we just hang out and just talk. And I mean, he's just a really, really solid individual. Really nice. He cares. I've never ever heard him ever say a bad word about anybody. He doesn't get upset.
He'll be quiet. He'll just be quiet.
Yeah.
Rather than say something negative, which
is
always good to have that as a friend.
Is it Grande that's got the Samuel L. Jackson saber?
Yes,
I do. He made a Samuel L. Jackson lightsaber for me that cusses, and it's the coolest thing ever.
I watched the video when he finished it off. I'm like,
the coolest thing ever.
I want that. I just want that. I'm going to ride around on buses and just keep activating that.
It's a little shocking at first when you see it, and then you just start laughing, right? You almost can't stop laughing.
All right. Next thing from Bad Rongo. Hey, Grande, can you sing us It's a Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine?
Good.
Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Why don't you come join us for a little bit of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes?
I have always wanted to live in a neighborhood just... Good on Mr. Rogers.
With you. Oh, man. That is for sure. Good old Mr. Rogers.
He was a good guy. Two fingers, 3 Zetas today. How about now?
Nice.
Already? Jesus.
It must have been great.
2 weeks ago I had a 4 Zeta day, and then the next one I had a 3 Zeta day. And then the next week I got nothing and nothing, and then I got nothing and nothing. I was like, okay. So it goes in cycles. And then
I got
yeah, go ahead.
So I do the bronziums when it's the ability mats challenge day, like today. I do the bronziums until I unlock a character, character shard. And was it Thursday? It was Wednesday or Thursday. I did that, and I pulled an Omega on each one of the challenges. It's like,
yeah,
what?
I've been getting more Omegas out of there too. That's crazy. It's all
I feel like the Omega drops have gotten a little bit better.
I think they have, because I think they realize Omegas are
yeah.
I have more Zetas than Omegas almost the whole time.
Yeah. All right, and then finally, question from Jezza G: Has Grande read any Shakespeare? And if so, what's his favorite quote?
Have I read any Shakespeare? Yes, I've read Shakespeare. What's my favorite?
To be or not to be?
No. So here's my favorite Shakespeare quote.
You're gonna misquote.
I'm sure I will, but it's everyone's a little queer, but me and thee, and sometimes I'm not so sure about thee. That's my favorite quote.
That's a good one.
I like.
Where's that?
You
from?
can take a horse to water, but a pencil must be lead.
Or is that, what is that? King Lear, Julius Caesar? Which one is that? That sounds familiar. I'm trying to think of where that one's from. That's a great one, Grandad. I haven't looked at Shakespeare in a long time. I read all of them, but it's like. Look at Grande dropping the knowledge. That's science, folks. That's science. All right, so that's the stream. We've got all our questions in. So this is where we allow people to pimp their stuff. Really, only one person to pimp. And King Felix, anything you want to shout out or anything?
Good luck with the Sith raid, everyone.
Yeah, word. Mike, you've got a YouTube channel. Yeah, we didn't have any game changers or anything like that. They're a little busier at the moment.
Really?
What you think? So, and they've had a little bit busy last couple weeks, but they'll be back on next week. Mike, you got a YouTube channel? Why don't you tell folks about it?
Warrior dropped a video while we were on.
Oh, I'm sure he's got so many videos he's trying to get out. Yeah.
Arena Trials with Darth Sion. I know that. And Cubs dropped one a couple hours ago too.
All right, Mike, YouTube.
Yeah, I've got a channel. It's mike.hunt.swgoh. Not been doing much in the way of commentary. I've been shaking off a cold, and you really don't want me sneezing every other word. But yeah, I found out that I can actually record whilst in flight mode, which I didn't realize I could. So I played around a bit today in the Sith raid, tried out a few different squads, some good, some really not good. Thai Special Forces pilot, 7-starred him. I've got a Galactic War run with First Order, trying him out, playing around in Fleet. Yeah, pop on down.
All right.
Say hi.
And then for us, if you're watching this is the RSG channel. We do this every Saturday, the Jedi Academy. Next week will be our official 50th show total for Jedi Academy. Can you believe it, guys? 50 episodes. Wow. And we're coming up on 100 on... We've been doing this for a while. So 50th episode coming up. See if we can get some awesome people on. We should for that one. Finn, make a note. If you're watching this at RSG channel, and of course all the great people that are always on Jedi Academy, make sure you go to their YouTube channel, subscribe, give them the thumbs up on their videos. It helps their content, helps them grow, helps the community grow. That's what it's all about. If you have questions that we didn't get to, come join our Discord. It's linked down below. You can go there, and we've got a Q&A section. We've got the general chat. We've got I know it's over damn near 1,000 people in there now, plus in the Discord. Just some really amazing people that you hear here, and just people from all over different guilds, different levels. And we talk about the game, we talk about other stuff, we have fun, but lots of different stuff in there. And that's what it's all about. We just want to make sure we can help you guys out. Oh, Jezza G just gave us, I have no idea, £2. Oi.
£2.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Thanks. He said, "Thanks, guys." Lost my train of thought there. Every time it pops
that's
up.
like $900 or something. I think.
Word. See, Canadian money. I think that's like -40. That was for T-money. But yeah, come to the Discord. We'd love to help you out. If you want to listen to this afterwards, we do have the iTunes store, the podcast. You can download and you can listen to it there. And then, am I missing anything? No, we're going to do another mega stream today. I don't know what time it's going to start. Stay tuned. We need a break after doing this stuff, so we'll take a little break and then we're going to come back. I'm probably a few hours from now, we'll get that started. So much to do today. I've got raids and territory battles, and we're going to do phase 4, and Finn will make Twinkies, and Grande will speak French and quote Shakespeare. I mean, we got a lot of great stuff happening. So thank everybody for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button. And on behalf of myself, King Felix, Grande, and Mike, and of course the guy that really makes it all happen, we always joke with him, but Finn's amazing. We love him. He does a great job in the background and stuff, and he deserves a Twinkie maker. Thanks for Dr. Finn for all that he does. We really appreciate it. So everybody have a great rest of your weekend. Hope you can join us on the mega stream. If not, just check us out when you can. Take care, and we'll holler at you later.